Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back again with one of the best ever interviews you are going to view here live from Air Cargo Europe Munich 2019. Here we have with us Ariane Zimmerman, Executive Director, Cargo IQ, and he's going to share a lot of information about this, what Cargo IQ is all about. Welcome to our show, the talk show with Cargo Newswire.
All right, thank you, Defender. I'm very happy to be here.
And we are meeting after 6.5 months.
That's correct. We met before.
In Toronto and now here in Munich. Tell us something, what progress have been made in the last 6 months and what Cargo IQ is all about?
Well, let's start a little bit about what Cargo IQ is all about, because I'm not sure that everybody has the complete picture of what Cargo IQ is doing. So, Cargo IQ, Defender, as you know, is an IATA special interest group, and as such, it's almost like an association in itself, created by IATA that is open to the whole industry. So forwarders, carriers, ground handlers, IT company, anybody that works with air cargo is welcome to join, and we've been given a lot of autonomy by IATA to serve our own membership. So those members have their own group, their own board, they control what we're doing. They set our policies. They drive upwards what we're doing. And the thing that we're focusing on primarily is quality. So we're talking about being visibly better. Cargo IQ, visibly better. That's our tagline.
Visibly better. Definitely it is visibly better, and definitely my friends from the industry, airline industry, cargo industry would definitely be now more clearer about what Cargo IQ is all about. And thanks viewers for watching it live and exclusive from here, Air Cargo Europe Munich. We are with Ariane Zimmerman, Executive Director, Cargo IQ, live and exclusive on Facebook page of Cargo Newswire. Tell us something about the new developments. In the last 6.5 months, there have been a lot of changes in the industry. Is it right?
Well, we tend to think that because we live in the moment, but I can't remember a time that we didn't have lots of changes, right? So changes keep on going, and we always fear those changes and always live by them. No, I think there is a lot of changes, but they're part of life. It's nothing different. We will say the same thing next year. For us, as I said earlier, it's an association by itself. We do things about planning, delivery, learning, and together as a whole as Cargo IQ community, right? So, where we've seen things, a lot of that is just progression of what we've been working on, providing more data, getting more and better process description out there on planning, for instance. If I talk about planning, where the plan, deliver, those are the elements that we're focusing on. If you look at the planning side, we are launching an initiative right now where we created a working group where people are focusing on getting better product descriptions out there. We believe that if there is quality involved, quality for us is about giving people what you sold to them, and allowing people to buy what they need. So deliver what you sell, and buy what you need. Those are the things. So for that, we believe there need to be good product dimensions, so that whether you talk to one provider or the other, you can actually understand what they're selling to you. And we're not in the business of describing people what products to design, but we are in the business of creating, let's say, the canvas on which they can be creating clarity on their products.
Yeah, so the canvas is being created by you, and the painting is to be done by all of us.
Yeah, let's say if a forwarder buys a product from a carrier, then we'd like to say, okay, you're buying a product. Now be clear about whether that is a next day delivery or 3 days.
Yeah.
Be clear whether it's about flight specific or not, whether it's to be done on certain infrastructures or not, whether it will be piece level control or not, whether there will be whether it's time sensitive or not time sensitive. All these elements, these little bricks, so to say, that people use to build their product offering, they need to be filled. And that's those bricks, the definitions of the bricks, we call them product dimensions. this is what we'll present a better version of in next year.
Ariane, we have been discussing at various forums about the technological developments, and we are also talking about multimodal concepts of how we are able to really use these concepts into these multimodal areas. The technology plays a very crucial role. Is it for you?
Yes, of course, and but I think that we have to be a bit honest to ourselves. And if we look around us and we see how technology changes our world, and particularly data technology, where we do real-time analysis of very complex data systems more and more and more. You go online, you type 3 letters, and Google will tell you exactly what you're searching for before you even know it. Those technologies, the way we adapt them as an industry, we're extremely slow at that.
But we are talking about artificial intelligence, AI, concept like those. But then, do you think that safety is more concerned these days for the data?
Well, we are, let's say, as an industry, we're using AI, and we see more and more of that. And safety is one of them, where we as an industry use Plaki and other concepts to preload information to authorities, and the authorities use all kinds of advanced algorithms to pinpoint threats. But however, if you look at the core of what the industry does itself, a lot of that technological opportunity is not yet materializing. And there are initiatives in the industry, and not necessarily our own, but we're very close to them. Like IATA's One Record, where there is a potential of linking more and more data together and creating a better transparency and exchange of data than we do now, opening the door to next level services and next level efficiencies. What hinders us continuously in there is, I think, the lack of common adoption of standards. When we share data, some of us are still working on paper. We are. Sometimes that's necessary, right? Some of the customers say, I need the paper, otherwise, okay, then you need the paper. But sometimes, even if we are without paper, we go into the MIP standard, and there's 50 or so versions of them. But that's actually old news. There's Cargo XML. Not everybody's adopted that yet. And so we need to, all of us, move forward and adopt that. And taking it back to where you say, okay, all these developments around us, yes, but we are a little bit agnostic about technology, meaning what we do is focusing really on how can we make things work, whether it's with the most advanced technology or with the bare bones. We want to put processes in place that work in a world where some people move fast and some people move slow.
Yeah.
And we're focusing more on the processes through our master operating plan, on aligning processes, and we don't really care how you use technology to help you. We have an opinion on that. Technology can help tremendously. But if you don't have the money or the resources or the need to use that technology, the process should still not break down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to Ariane Zimmerman, Executive Director of Cargo IQ. We're going to ask him some more questions with regard to the challenges they're facing now, because everything has a challenge. And I'm sure that at Cargo IQ, you have challenges too.
Oh, of course. The challenges are, maybe touching on what you said earlier, is that we, in a way, we are blessed with a very, very motivated, very driven membership, right? So we are not representing all companies in the industry. I said we're industry encompassing, right? So we have all, from all, let's say, all over the industry, but we have 82 members. That allows us to be more agile. And the members that do join us, they do that out of a drive to be the best and to do things. So sometimes we have too many good ideas and not enough time to implement them all.
Exactly.
So it's a bit of a luxury problem, but for me personally, that is a lot of what I face, right? So we know we want to go somewhere, and to keep it practical, we have a lot of people in there, ground handlers, forwarders, carriers, and they help us to keep it practical. And then for us, the challenge is to run with the newest technology and implement it while it's still new, and also do it in a way that actually our members can do something with it, and that it's being carried by our members. So we need this level of slowness, so to say, to allow everybody to go with us. But at the same time, we see technology life cycles be shorter and shorter and shorter. We need to be quicker. But this is where a lot of our challenges lie, in being online with the newest technology, and also doing it in a way that actually gets adopted. Nobody's being helped by a new technological thing that would be great and then doesn't get adopted, right? Otherwise, that's just
Exactly. You have a new team joining you always, some new developments taking place. Tell us something that the change of the new portfolios at the higher hierarchy, will it really impact progress for Cargo IQ, and what are your future plans? This is my last question to you.
Okay. Well, I think when you were talking about a new team, the management team, the team that I lead is relatively stable, and we got Chris Davies, Lara Rodriguez, Mega Parker. They are amongst the best. So I'm happy that they're staying there. But I think you're talking about my board.
Yeah, your board itself.
Well, our board, and we just have new board members join us.
1 minute, Ariane. Friends, you are willing to ask any questions from Ariane. He's here to ask you. Just ping me the questions and I'll ask him. Please carry on. Thank you.
Okay. So we have Henrik Ambach from Emirates, who already was a board member, but he just stepped up as a chair. We have Kirsten Strauss, who joined us recently as a board member from Kuehne + Nagel. Henrik is from Emirates, and she's our first lady in the board, which in itself doesn't mean much, but I'm happy to see that we see brilliant people come up to the ranks and also be in our board. And so she brings a whole lot of operational experience from Kuehne + Nagel, also a long-term member. And then we have the old people, well, that's the wrong term, the seasoned people, that's better, with a lot of experience in our organization, also still in our board.
The question coming up for you is, how can one become your member?
Well, first of all, you need to be in line with our vision that quality is important, and that you are willing to align your process with at least the standard way of working of the MOP, with the Master Operating Plan. And then secondly, depending on what you are, there's a couple different categories. We got forwarders, carriers, ground handlers. If you are joining like one of them, you need to open up and be willing to show that you're actually transparent and working in line with the processes, and you'll get certified. And there's a membership fee, but the main thing is you need to free up time and people to deliver on process compliance. Now, you could also be a strategic associate. You may not have to do anything with cargo as such, but you could be an IT company that wants to develop things around the Master Operating Plan, in which case will not ask you to do anything, in which case you could just become a member. Main thing is, we are a membership organization. We'll do anything, but we always need you to do it. We got 4 people in our management team. We need people that join as a member to have time to step up and become a member. Now, there's actually quite an exciting development, is that we're rolling out planning and transparency as a service now through, for instance, our carriers are going to offer SME products that are based on our systems to non-members for small and medium-sized forwarders. And that would mean that you don't only get whereabouts updates of shipments, but also true planning transparency. So a shipment, you will know what your carrier's plan with it. If it changes, you will get an update on that. So that is something you don't even need to become a member for. So we're rolling out services for non-members as well.
Jack, there are 82 members as of now. I think Ariane just mentioned earlier, I think you logged in late. There are 82 members, and you are willing to write to them directly. I'll send you my details. Now, the last question, what are your future plans? How do you...
Well, the future plans for us is where we are asking our members to work a certain way. That means that we always need to make sure that's the best way. So we will continue to develop. We will never stop developing. That's one thing. But what we have currently on our radar are some important things. Product dimensions, we talked about that earlier. Getting a better way of communicating how our products are built up and what people are actually buying. Another very important element is rolling out a system for planning and control for peace level. So you'll see peace level planning and control solutions come to life next year in March at Singapore. And those are just two of the highlights of some of the things that we're working on really right now that are important to us.
Well, gentlemen, this is the end of the interview with Ariane Zimmerman. For further details, you can also log on to cargoiq.org, and I think you can email also for further details onto this Zimmerman at iata.org.
Yeah, I think you better check the. Maybe we should put that on the bottom line.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, really.
Thank you for your
Appreciate
time.
it. Thank you.